The sea has always kept its secrets well, but some are so profound, so shrouded in the fog of war and strange coincidence, that they refuse to stay buried in the silt. This is not just a story of a single battle or a celebrated warship, but a chilling chronicle of 12 days in the spring of 1944, when a relentless hunter stalked the depths of the Pacific, leaving a trail of shattered steel and vanished crews. It is a tale of a vessel that became a phantom of vengeance, an enigma wrapped in the grim statistics of 6 submarines sent to the bottom in less than 2 weeks. The destroyer escort USS England and the mystery of its unparalleled success remains one of the most startling and debated episodes of the Second World War. To understand the magnitude of this event, one must first appreciate the desperate struggle unfolding beneath the waves. By 1944, the Imperial Japanese Navy's submarine force, though not as vast as the German U-boat arm, was a potent and deadly threat. Their I-boats were large, long-range vessels capable of launching devastating torpedo attacks on Allied fleets and, crucially, of serving as lifelines for isolated island garrisons. One such supply route was designated the Naval Line, a clandestine highway across the Pacific where Japanese submarines ran a gauntlet of Allied air and sea patrols to deliver troops, rice, and ammunition to their forces. It was against this line that the Allies prepared a hammer blow. The instrument of this destruction was, on paper, an unlikely one. The USS England, D-635, a Buckley-class destroyer escort, was one of hundreds of small, utilitarian warships built for the unglamorous but vital work of convoy protection. At 306 feet long, she was a mere speck in the vastness of the ocean, armed with a few 3-inch guns, a smattering of anti-aircraft weapons, and her primary tools for hunting submarines, the Hedgehog spigot mortar and depth charges. Her commander, Lieutenant Commander Walton B. Pendleton, was a capable but untested officer. In May 1944, the England, along with her sister ships USS George and USS Raby, was assigned to Task Group 30.7, a hunter-killer group formed to systematically dismantle the Naval Line. The stage was set on May 18, 1944. A U.S. Navy PBY Catalina patrol aircraft had spotted a Japanese submarine, the *I-16*, running on the surface. The *I-16* was no novice. It was a veteran boat, a behemoth that had been modified to carry supply containers and even meet submarines. The England was vectored onto the scent. For hours, they searched, their sonar pinging into the silent, dark depths, then a contact. Solid, sharp, and moving. The atmosphere on the England's bridge crackled with tension. This was no drill. The standard Allied anti-submarine tactic of the time was the depth charge attack, which required a destroyer to race over the suspected position of the submarine and roll barrels of high explosives off its stern. It was a brutal area effect weapon, but it had a key disadvantage. The ship would lose sonar contact as it passed over the target, giving a skilled submarine captain a chance to maneuver evasively. The England, however, was equipped with a newer, more precise weapon, the Hedgehog. This forward-firing mortar launched a pattern of 24 contact-fused bombs ahead of the ship. They would sink quickly and only explode if they physically struck the submarine's hull. It was a weapon that demanded pinpoint accuracy. On the first attack run, the Hedgehogs arced into the sky and plunged into the sea. The crew waited, counting the seconds. Silence. A miss. They circled, reacquired the contact, and prepared for a second run. The order was given, and another salvo of Hedgehog projectiles sailed into the air. Again, the agonizing wait. Then, from the depths, a series of sharp, unmistakable crump sounds echoed through the England's hull, followed a moment later by a deep, rolling explosion that shook the ship. A cheer erupted from the crew. They had their first kill. The *I-16*, with all 121 hands, was gone. But this was only the beginning. Unbeknownst to the men of the England, they had just triggered a chain of events that would border on the supernatural. Just 3 days later, on May 21st, the task group received intelligence of another submarine in the area, the *RO-106*. The hunt was on again. The England made sonar contact and commenced the methodical, terrifying dance of death. The first Hedgehog attack yielded 4 distinct explosions. Debris and a great oil slick rose to the surface, confirming the kill. The *R0106* and its 61 crew members had been erased. The very next day, May 22nd, the England found the *R0104*. The submarine's captain, Lieutenant Commander Shoshi Kondo, was a seasoned veteran and put up a fierce fight, executing violent maneuvers and even releasing a bubble decoy to confuse the American sonar operators. For hours, the England pursued, making run after run. The Hedgehogs missed. Depth charges were dropped. The sea was churned into a froth of explosions, but still, the *R0104* evaded. Finally, on the England's 10th attack, a full pattern of Hedgehogs found their mark. The underwater detonations were catastrophic. When the water cleared, the evidence was undeniable. Cork insulation, wooden planks, and a distinct, sickly smell of diesel fuel. The *R0104* and its 61 souls were no more. By now, a pattern was emerging, a rhythm of destruction that was as efficient as it was horrifying. The crew of the England was transitioning from cautious optimism to a sense of grim, preordained purpose. They were no longer just hunters. They were a force of nature. On May 23rd, they intercepted the *R0116*. The encounter was shockingly brief. A single Hedgehog attack was all it took. 4 explosions from the deep, and another Japanese submarine ceased to exist. The climax of this incredible streak came on May 26th, when the England encountered its most formidable prey yet, the *R0105*. Its commander, Lieutenant Commander Rikizo Watanabe, was a master of his trade. What followed was a 30-hour battle of wills, a duel that would become legendary in naval history. The *R0105* twisted and turned, diving deep, using thermal layers to hide, and launching a counterattack with its own torpedoes, which narrowly missed the England. The destroyer escort launched a staggering 21 separate attacks. Depth charges shook the ocean, depleting the ship's supply and exhausting the crew. Yet, each time, the resilient *R0105* survived. Commander Pendleton and his crew were pushed to the absolute limit. Fatigue was a tangible enemy. Men operated on pure adrenaline, their ears straining for the ping of the sonar amid the roar of their own engines and the residual echoes of their explosions. On the bridge, the tension was so thick it could be cut with a knife. "Captain, he's good," one sonar operator reportedly muttered, his voice hoarse with fatigue. "He's the best we've ever seen." Finally, on the 22nd attack run, with the sun low on the horizon on May 27th, the England closed in for what everyone felt was their final chance. The Hedgehogs were loaded, their crews moving like automatons. "Fire, Hedgehog!" The projectiles leapt away. The ship fell silent, every man holding his breath. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3, and then a series of deafening, crushing detonations erupted from the abyss, so powerful that the England shuddered as if she had struck a reef. A massive geyser of water, oil, and debris erupted astern. The *R0105* had been blown apart. The battle was over. The England had sunk its 5th submarine in 10 days. But the story was not yet over. While the England was rearming, another submarine, the *R0109*, was located and sunk by the combined efforts of the George and Raby on May 30th. Yet the sea seemed to reserve its final tribute for the England itself. On May 31st, the very day it returned to the hunt, the destroyer escort found the *R0109* sister ship, another boat lurking in the depths. In a final, decisive attack, the England's Hedgehog struck true, claiming its 6th submarine in 12 days. The news of the England's success rippled all the way to the top of the U.S. Navy. Admiral Ernest J. King, the notoriously stern chief of naval operations, sent a message that would become immortal. There will always be an England in the United States Navy. The ship and its crew were hailed as heroes. But beneath the celebration lay a profound and enduring mystery. How was such a feat possible? The official history points to a combination of factors. The superior technology of the Hedgehog, which gave the England a critical tactical edge. The excellent training and morale of its crew, who maintained their composure through grueling, prolonged engagements. And potentially a fatal flaw in Japanese submarine doctrine. Japanese submarines of the era were known to be less robust in their hull design compared to their German counterparts, and their captains may have been trained to operate at shallower depths, making them more vulnerable to a well-aimed hedgehog pattern. Yet many historians and naval experts remain unsettled. The statistical probability of such a concentrated success is astronomically low. It wasn't just the number of kills, but the manner of them. The England seemed to possess an almost preternatural ability to find its targets and place its weapons with devastating effect. Some have whispered about a possible intelligence coup that Allied codebreakers had decrypted Japanese naval codes with such speed and accuracy that they were essentially handing England the exact locations of the submarines. While ultra-intelligence undoubtedly played a role in directing the task group to the general area, the declassified record suggests the final kills were the result of skilled, tenacious prosecution of sonar contacts. The true mystery, perhaps, lies in the chaotic alchemy of war itself, the perfect convergence of a capable ship, a revolutionary weapon, an exceptionally well-drilled crew, and a measure of that most unquantifiable of elements, sheer, incredible luck. The USS England had, in 12 dizzying days, become a legend, a destroyer that did not just hunt submarines, but seemingly willed them out of existence. It sailed into history not merely as a warship, but as a phenomenon, a brief, bright flash of unparalleled destructive efficiency in the vast, dark theater of the Pacific War. Its record stands alone, a silent, formidable monument to a time when the sea gave up its secrets in fire and thunder, and one small ship wrote its name in the deep with the ink of 6 sunken submarines.